The Panama Canal represents the old American idea that no problem is too big for us to solve. So I ended up in the Gulf of Cologne on board the NCL Pearl so we could see what the canal really was like. Our ship entered the canal and went through the Gatun Lakes and anchored. We then took a bus and then got on a ferry and went to the Gaillard Cut, the Pedro Miguel, and the Miraflores locks into the Pacific. Here you see the entrance to the canal. On the left is the new canal. Actually, it's not a new canal, but a new set of locks at each end. It's wider. The old locks are now too narrow for many of the largest ships. Here you can see the original French canal. They lost 20,000 lives trying to build it. The new canal is in operation. You can see the very large cargo ships. On the Atlantic side, the old canal locks are the Gatun locks. It's a set of three. And here you can see the three steps of the locks as that auto carrier is about to go through. The locks are each about 1,050 feet long and a little over 100 feet wide. Our own ship entered the first set of locks. These small engines are used to hold the ship in position in the center of the lock, as well as to help move it through at low speed. The gates are massive constructions that are still the originals made in Pittsburgh. Periodically, they're lifted out for maintenance. They're actually hollow, and they can have air put in them so that they can float. You'll see in this picture how low the water is, and in the next one you'll get an example of how high it's risen. It rises at about 3 feet per minute. The next ship can't enter into the lock until we've actually cleared and the gates are closed behind us. You can see our ship has raised up the first set and is now moving forward into the second lock. And you can see we haven't yet moved up in the second lock. Finally, we'll go through the third lock and into Gatun Lake. There's the dam, and here's the lake. We didn't sail much on the lake, but instead took a tender and then got on a bus and rode across to the new canal locks. Their gates are slide gates, and they're over 30 feet wide. At Gamboa, this is the center of dredging for the canal. You can see all the different kinds of dredges. Suction dredges. They're widening the canal in this area as well. It will be over 1,400 feet. It started off at 300 feet when they first built the canal. The toughest part of the construction was in this cut, and as you got to the Continental Divide, on the left was Gold Hill, on the right was called Contractor Hill. And this was, you can see in this picture from the time period, very, very tough work. The heat would be over 120 degrees at the bottom. And the land is so unstable that there would be constant slides. If you notice, there's a step cut into the hills on each side, and there are rock bolts that have been put in. Over the years, they've actually removed more spoil from slides than they dug out in the original canal. And you see the steps that are cut in order to try to eliminate the possibility of further slides. Ships only go through the Gaillard Cut in one direction. When the widening is complete, it will allow them to go through both. After that, we then went through the first set of locks on the Pacific side. Here you can see the little engines that pull us through. These locks are called the Pedro Miguel. We went up 85 feet on the Gatun locks. Now we'll go down 31 feet here and about 25, 26 feet in each of the other sets of locks. See how much we've dropped. And you also get a feel for how little clearance there is. This big cargo carrier, auto carrier behind us. We've reached the level of the Miraflores Lake, and we're now moving forward to the Miraflores locks. Again, here is the old set of locks with the observation center on the side. The new, larger locks are actually 3, while there are only 2 on the Miraflores side. That swing bridge used to be one of the primary ways across the canal, but it's no longer operational. So we've gone through 3 locks in Gatun, 1 at Pedro Miguel and 2 at Miraflores. For the new canal, There are 3 on the Gatun side, and there are 3 joined together on the Pacific side instead of 2 sets. Once we were through the last set of locks, we're actually joined Pacific. And we had an experience of being able to see a kayak race. When you reach the Pacific, you have several more large container ports. A piece of trivia in case you're ever on Jeopardy. Those white containers mean that there are refrigerated goods inside, perishable goods. The Bridge of the Americas is a landmark, but it's going to be torn down because it's now too low for the new large ships that they wish to bring in. Here's the Panama Museum of Biodiversity. And in the background you can see the Panama City skyline, which is certainly one of the prettiest that you'll come across anywhere. We took the bus back to Cologne, where our ship had gone back through the canal and was anchored. And then, climbing on board, the NCL Pearl left, and we said goodbye to the Panama Canal.